Well, here we have the KR SEC handlebars and stem. Ignore the noise behind me. I just thought, you know, I'll get the sun reflecting off of it because you can actually see it in all of its glory. Look at that beautiful oil slick finish on there. Ignore the fact it's got my fingerprints on it. That is a problem with these, and they're really hard to get off, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, as you can see, there's the oil slick finish. Now the bars themselves are actually pretty heavy. Unlike the Wakes, their wall thickness is even all the way around, which is good. So it's probably not going to break in half. We don't know what the middle here is actually like without doing a cross section. I'd rather not do that because I actually really like look at these. Ignore the random electric scrap scooter that's there. Yes, these are actually not that bad. Well, don't appear to be that bad. They're really heavy, what they are, but that doesn't really matter. As for the stem, well, I had a few problems with it, and I can't say I recommend it, which is a bit of a shame. Now, I don't know if you can see that, but is a vertical crack in that bolt, and the others are like it as well, to varying degrees of, you know, how bad the crack is. So at the very least, I'll swap out all the bolts. However, when I went to fit this particular oil slick stem, unfortunately, it seems this is oversized. It slips on the actual steer tube of the fork. Doesn't matter how tight you do these bolts up, well, it does, you can just about get it so it sort of works, but I would imagine it's putting far too much stress on it and it's going to crack. You're only supposed to go about 6 to 7, you know, 6 to 7 Newton meters and stuff like this, and that was really giving it. That was over 40 Newton meters. It was what you put the crank bolts through. How tight you're do the crank bolts in most cases, and that's just way too much. And even then, it still moved. If you gave it enough of a shove or rode it for a rock garden, I guarantee it would have slipped on the actual steer. Handlebars would have moved independently of the front wheel, which is not good. So this particular one is no good. Unfortunately, I might have got Friday nighter. I'm not sure. The purple one that I had, I put on my work hack, and it was totally fine. Just done up normally. Everything was, there was torque specs on there. 5 to 6 Newton meters was actually stamped on there, and it done up perfectly well. Nothing wrong with that at all. But these bars do look pretty skookum, I have to say. They're, you know, they're average. They're really heavy. But as Keith Bontrander used to say, you have a few options, and that is cheap, light, strong. Pick two. So, you know, strong and cheap, and it's not going to be. No, sorry. The thing he said was strong, cheap, and light. Pick two. So yeah. That concludes this video. These are strong but heavy.